I mean, I really can't believe it when Jar Jar full on came out saying the N-word. Hey guys, how we doing today? It's your boy TJ, Tom Reisenthal, coming at you with some of that sweet, sweet gaming content. Today we're going to be talking about the Star Wars, The Clone Wars show. This is, of course, the animated movie and show. It's a season. We're on season 9 now, I believe.
The final season.
Yeah. Lots of characters everybody loves. Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker. Ashoka, General Grievous. Mm-hmm. By the way, you guys probably don't know who this is. This is my.
Hey guys, I'm
shut the fuck up! I'll do your I will introduce him. This is my roommate, Nick Ross. He's just doing a little video to help me out with this because he's passionate about Star Wars. Don't get used to him. He won't be here for very long. So I mean, I know, whenever I have you on a video or whenever you do your own video, I'm always getting DMs and emails saying come on, don't put this guy on there. We think he might be retarded or something. So whatever. He's a Star Wars fan, so let's get into it. But what essentially stood out to you in this first episode? This is the first episode of season 8. By the way.
So by far the most shocking moment, Tom, and I don't know how you felt about this, but what really got across to me was when General Grievous said that the way Lenin put people in gulags wasn't quite brutal enough to stop the counter-revolution. I thought that was a little bit too far.
Yeah, I mean, you expect Star Wars is about wars.
Yeah.
So you expect it to get political.
Sure.
But I mean, I didn't expect this is a 30-minute episode, and for 6 minutes, all right, Captain Rex and Mace Windu were arguing about Boris Johnson's new immigration plan in Britain, whether or not to let in low-skilled workers, whether or not to put a barrier on those who can't speak English. And I mean, both made valid points, all right?
Sure.
Mace Windu was sort of talking about how, while he might agree with the fact that immigrants depress wages, we can't just outright destroy the economy to protect a couple of industries. Mm-hmm. And Rex was going hardcore, nativist, almost almost like alt-right, saying
almost sort of like Nazi, almost.
Yeah, almost like racist.
Yeah,
and I've always been a big Captain Rex fan, and when he said that Britain is only for the British, I was I don't agree with that.
I can't believe George Lucas let some of the things that were written by him get into this episode. It really stands apart.
We know that George Lucas is a very political person, but I mean, Padme has always been you've always thought she was good, and then she goes out there and she says that, sort of, I wonder when this episode was written, because there's a sort of something that was in the news recently. She was although we shouldn't necessarily think about doing eugenics, we shouldn't pretend that eugenics wouldn't work, because it works for cows and stuff. And I was I didn't even know cows were in the Star Wars universe.
You think that a senator from Naboo would have a little bit more political problem saying something like that, because it sort of implies that she would eradicate the Gungan population.
Yeah, I mean, the Gungans wouldn't exist.
We can't let that happen.
If there were it's absolutely terrible, and I don't really know how this season's going to turn out. I mean, first of all, I didn't know that Obi-Wan was sort of a Marxist.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going around right at the beginning of this episode, he comes up and he hands Anakin a copy of Das Kapital by Karl Marx and Robert Engels and says, hey, this is really good reading. I don't agree with everything in this book, but he makes some valid points. I mean, what did you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, we all sort of knew Obi-Wan was sort of left of center. But
and that's fine, but
I never knew he would come out and straight up say that Che Guevara didn't do anything wrong.
I know. I mean,
you would children shot them.
You would think he would have a little more nuance, but he full on says that that like revolutionary communism where like some people die, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You know, and that he was literally saying we shouldn't look at Mao's body count. We should look at what he was able to accomplish with like literacy rates among women.
He said Mao did more good than harm.
I know.
Which is a strong opinion to have in the
That's
Star
a
Wars
strong
universe.
opinion, and I'm wondering about the kids who are watching this, who are going to go up to their parents and be like, Mom, is it true that Mao did nothing wrong?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a complicated conversation for a parent to be having with a kid.
Yeah. My little sister, actually, she's a huge Star Wars nerd. She loves Star Wars. She came up to me after this episode, and she told me that a specter of communism haunts over the Galactic Republic, and the workers of the galaxy should unite. And I sort of froze in shock by the fact that this Star Wars Clone Wars episode had turned my little sister into a Stalinist.
Yes, and I mean, it's not just communism. I mean, fucking Commander Cody comes up and says that, you know, while he admits that Nazi Germany is terrible, they're not actually the best example of what fascism is, and that if you actually want to look at what fascism can accomplish, you should look more towards Spain and Italy, fascist Italy. And he said, actually, they did many good things right, and it was a way to sort of unite the right and the left together. And I'm just like, do you know how many fucking people Mussolini killed, you monster?
For real. The episode was full of dog whistles. To like white supremacist neo-Nazis, and then
my God,
even to like Antifa sort of Bernie bro people.
And you're sort of like, what is George Lucas even trying to accomplish? I mean, it's not even, it's just a bunch of controversial political things. I mean, first of all, like Ahsoka, so she leaves the Jedi Order, comes back in this episode with a MAGA hat on, says, I support President Trump and everything he stands for. And I'm like, everything?
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 Really?
Grabbing women by the pussy? You're okay with that?
Killing Mexicans at the border? Like, come on.
It's insane. And, I mean, when Chancellor Palpatine's giving his big speech and he's like, you need to keep my war powers in check because the caravan is coming to our southern border, I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
You gotta assume that Tim Filoni had a huge part to play in writing some of the sort of far right script in this. Because George Lucas, obviously not right winged.
No,
he endorsed Bernie Sanders in 2016 and 2020, so he's on the left.
Yeah,
so Tim Filoni must be the one who's sort of pro-Nazi.
Yeah, putting in all these weird KKK. Fucking Nazi dog whistles. Yeah. I don't know. I'm really interested to see where this will go. I mean, like, Anakin's the one who, like, he was sort of on the fence. He, like, acknowledged, I mean, he, like, even acknowledged, he said, while I don't think that communism would be right for the galaxy right now, in the future, I would like some semblance of a worker state in this galaxy. And I'm like, what the fuck is even going on in this show?
Yeah.
I mean,
when C-3PO said that Japanese internment during the Second World War may have actually prevented sort of insurgency in the United States against our military effort against the Japanese, like
it's fucking so
it makes
outrageous.
Sense for C-3PO's character.
I mean, C-3PO is a racist. He's always been a racist.
They put it in the show.
I know.
A kid's show. This is a kid's show.
And I'm
for like children. Star Wars is for children. Small children.
I'm so fucking scared to see what happens when Darth Maul shows up. The kind of things that Darth Maul is going to be saying. Dear God. So anyway, I give this episode a 10 out of 10. This is the best show ever, and I expect this to win Best Picture at the Oscars. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll give this episode a B+.
B+. A B+ and a 10 out of 10 average out to a 9.7 out of 10.
Yep.
Sounds about right. Check us in next time because we're going to be doing reviews for every episode. Yep. Thank you very much.